Hello, everybody. This is Two Mamas, No Manual, your podcast for motherhood and real talks that are completely unfiltered, straight from our mouths, not thought about to you. I'm Dani.
And I'm Leah, and today we have a special guest, Chef Abigail. She is a mother of 2 boys, balancing it all, or trying to anyway.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive right in, get to know her, and talk all things motherhood, cooking things up, meal prep, and she's going to school to be a therapist, so we're going to learn some stuff about that.
Hopefully you can help us, heal us, Chef
right.
Abigail.
I'll see what I can do in an hour.
Show us the way.
You are honestly my dream woman to be both a chef and a therapist.
I know.
My husband is very lucky, and I hope he knows it.
You've got 2 prospects right here. All right, so tell us about yourself. When did you get into, what is it called, chefistry?
Chefistry,
Yeah.
Culinary Arts.
There you
Yes.
go.
Well, so
Chefistry's my name.
awesome.
I had a little bit of a journey. After high school, I first went to Syracuse University and studied architecture. And after a year of that, I was like, this is definitely not for me. And thankfully, there were 2 upperclassmen who I spoke to. And I think they kind of saved my career life because they said, we don't like it either, but we've already committed 3 years and we're not changing at this point. Because with architecture school, it's very specialized.
Oh, I'm sure.
So you have like 1 gen ed class a semester and everything else is architecture.
Oh, wow.
So if you do switch, you have to basically do
Start
everything
all
over
over,
again.
yep.
So I was a year in and I was like, all right, time to pivot. So I went home and kind of regrouped for a year and decided I was going to go to culinary school. I always loved cooking, and my mom kind of dissuaded me from that path because it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went into it, I went in knowing that, but I was like 20 and had all the energy and all the ambition. It's like, I can do anything.
Don't you miss those days sometimes?
Yeah, we should not pick our jobs when we're like teenagers and early 20s.
I know. It was like, sleep, who needs sleep? So I was like, I will need sleep.
Not then, but looking back,
Me
I'm like,
later's
I should have
gonna
probably
need
just
sleep.
slept.
Well, hence the pivot 15 years later.
Yes.
But so I ended up going to culinary school in Philadelphia. I went to the Arts Institute, which does not exist anymore.
I know, how sad.
I know. They had so many great programs there. But yeah, I lived in Philly for like 4 years, worked in some restaurants across the
Philly is
city.
an acquired taste.
I love Philly, and I feel like Gritty being the mascot of Philadelphia.
Checks out.
It's like, it's perfect.
Yeah. I had
That's
a
how
boyfriend
I feel too.
Yes.
who lived in Philly. He went to Temple University,
Mhm.
and I was a senior in high school when he was a freshman in college, so I felt so cool going to these college parties. But when I look back on it, I'm like, that was sketchy as fuck. Like, we were at the bottom of some sketchy ass, like, dungy basements, just like drinking who God knows what, jungle juice.
Well, and that Temple campus too, like if you get 1 block off campus, you are in dangerous territory, friend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that was kind of short-lived.
Yes.
Who knows what could have happened if I would have got
Yeah.
down in the dirty.
Stayed in Philly.
Yeah.
I just went there the other day and I actually said that to my partner. I'm like, always like the day or like 2 days before the Philly trip, I'm always like a little anxious. I'm like, oh man, the parking, like what if something crazy just happens or whatever. But then the minute that I cross those city limits, I'm like, oh yeah. I love this vibe.
Philly's great.
I love when I'm like going in and I see someone spray painted, "Welcome to Philly."
Yes.
And like graffiti, and I'm just like, that's the duality of life that I love.
Yes.
Just spray paint before a welcome. And like immediately I'm like, oh yeah, this is my vibe. I love it. And so I get the grittiness.
I don't really care about the laws, but welcome to our lawless, chaotic, kind of aggressive city.
Right.
I love it.
We want you here.
Right. But it's like, you know what? Yeah, someone's going to answer you aggressive, but they'll probably give you an answer if you're asking something.
Yes.
You know?
I think it's crazy that they have to grease the fucking poles after an Eagles game.
Oh, I know.
Like, what?
I love it. And like, it's not a good thing, but I'm just like, Philly.
That's us.
Yeah, go birds. Oh, yeah.
So, in Philly, you went to the Philadelphia Art Institute.
Mm-hmm.
Keep us on track.
Yes. So I worked
back.
I worked a few different places when I was in the city, some gastro pubs, like nowhere, no restaurants that you'd be like, oh yeah, that's like
Culinary.
Yes,
artistry.
culinary, the epitome of culinary artistry.
But I'm sure you've learned a lot of tricks of the trade doing it that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything was like scratch kitchen. So we were making our own chicken stocks, all our own sauces, butchering stuff. Like it was very fun. And I learned a ton. I ended up getting pregnant in 2013. And we don't need to get all into that. But that was like not a good relationship and it didn't work out. So I ended up moving back home. And then I continued to work as a chef on the main line. And where I worked the longest, and it was by far my favorite job, was at this place called A Taste of Britain. I was head chef there, and we would do like all traditional English food, but we would also do full afternoon tea.
Oh my gosh.
So I would get to come up with these. It's in Wayne.
Okay.
Probably about like 10 minutes from where the King of Prussia Mall is.
Gotcha.
And you know, we would do like these special holiday teas, Mother's Day teas, and get to do all these little like tea sandwiches.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Tons of pastries. And during that time, I also started my own cake decorating business, which started out, it was one of those things where like, I must have been insane to be like, I can make cakes and sell them. But I just was so determined that that's what I was going to do. And I watched a ton of YouTube videos about all kinds of different baking and like assembly techniques.
Fondant, how do you say it?
Fondant.
Yeah.
Yep. I did all of that. And I was working as a professional chef. And then on the side, I was also doing like special occasion and wedding cakes.
Did you watch like Is It Cake?
I hate Is It Cake?
I've never watched it.
But I
freaking love Is It Cake. I love like, it's number 2.
No, I've watched it. My son really likes it. I love the Great British Baking Show.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Too. Okay, I've never watched like Is It Cake?
So the main guy is a little cringe sometimes.
Yes.
Like, I can't think of what his name is, but just he's a little.
He's
extra.
from SNL, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So he's
an SNL guy. He's now
the host
on Is It Cake?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's funny.
I love SNL. Like I have so much respect for SNL.
But sometimes I'm just like, just tone it down a little bit.
Well, you know someone's writing those jokes for him.
Yeah.
So it's just bad writers.
Probably him.
You should go on Is It Cake?
Me. I've retired from the cakes. When I went back to school, I decided to stop the cakes and just keep doing my current business.
I don't mind cooking too much. I'm just not great at it, but I hate baking.
I love both. For the reasons that people either love it or hate it. So like cooking, I can be more creative.
Yes.
My favorite cookbook is called The Flavor Bible. So if there's any like foodies and home chefs, buy that. Basically what it is it's like an index of every ingredient you could possibly imagine. And it gives you all of the best cooking techniques for that ingredient and then all of the flavors and ingredients that pair with it.
Very cool.
So you can develop these like really intricate flavor profiles.
I gotta buy one of these for my husband.
So like,
can you make me all this shit, please?
For instance, like I really like to make risotto, but maybe I'm like, I don't know what kind of risotto I want to make. I know mushrooms are in season right now.
You are definitely a chef.
Yes, so I'll look that up.
The risotto.
Yeah, always.
Yes. And I'll look through all the ingredients, and that'll like help me come up with new ideas. So I love the creative aspect of that. And then with baking, it's the chemistry.
Yeah.
And I'm not the most scientifically minded person, but baking chemistry I can handle.
Okay.
And I love weighing things to the gram and getting it as precise as possible. And there's nothing as rewarding as like pulling 2 different batches of something out of the oven and they're like perfect.
I'm dump it all in.
I love you guys because you're why I'm able to do this and make money. Because a lot of people are like, no, thank you. I don't want to do this.
Yes.
And they call me up.
Oh, trust me. As soon as you said, oh yeah, I do the prepped meals, I'm like, ah.
I know. Okay, give me your business card. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Literally, I'm like, we're going to be moving to a different unit and it has a bigger kitchen. And so my partner, he's like, well, I'm willing to, pay for more of like a monthly payment. He's like, but I think you should work on your kitchen skills. And I'm just like, what if I just like got your meals and I just put them on my plate and made it look like, and it's like, honey,
there
look
you go.
What I've crafted.
You totally should do that.
Now I'm ready for a mansion.
With a bigger kitchen, because I've crafted the art.
And it's just like in the oven is all the packaging just shoved in there.
Yeah, he doesn't need to know. It's fine.
Yeah,
and
100%.
I will keep your secret.
Yes.
You should charge a discretionary fee, though.
That is such a good idea.
Yep.
Do you want to be like my marketing manager?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought about doing that with cleanings, like around Valentine's Day. Like, you can have all the credit as the husband. Like, I cleaned the whole house, I did all this shit. Like, you just pay a small discretionary fee for us to be like, it wasn't us.
My God.
We didn't do that.
That is so funny.
That's awesome, though.
So,
like, if I were to ask you, hey, I have a birthday party coming up, will you bake me some cupcakes? Like, would you still do it, or you're just totally not into it anymore?
if you were like a really close friend or family, I might say yes.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I have to have so many like specific materials and ingredients on hand to be able to do them that outside of like chocolate or vanilla cupcakes, it's not worth it anymore.
What is your business name?
My business name, it's a very creative. It's Abigail Sterner's Personal Chef Services, but I wanted people to be able to find me easily.
Awesome.
And yeah, I do prepared meals. So every week I have a menu that has one poultry dish, one fish dish, and one meat dish. And then I also have freezer meals that are like family style. So you can get a tray of macaroni and cheese, a tray of lasagna, a tray of shepherd's pie, something like that.
Awesome.
And then I deliver on Tuesdays every week, and the menu always rotates. I have enough menu items now that I think I only repeat them every 4 or 5 months.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like there's always new stuff.
Are you subscription style? Or
No, people can just order whenever they want to.
Awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so like how it should be.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
I'm so
I feel
sick
like
of subscriptions for everything.
It's more inclusive because I totally understand that people don't necessarily want a service every single week.
Mm-hmm.
I have people who will be like, "Hey, my friend just had a baby. Can I order 6 meals for her and her husband because
awesome.
I don't want them to have to cook this week?" Or I just had a friend from high school reach out, and her mother was going through really intensive cancer treatment, and she wanted to get some meals for her freezer so that she was stocked and didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I want those people to be able to reach out. If it's like a once in a while thing, like that's totally fine.
That's awesome.
And then I have my clients who order like every single week like clockwork, and I love them too. Like they are paying my bills right now. So
I love that.
What is your favorite meal that you have on your like calendar right now?
It's usually something new that I've come up with because it's like an inspiration thing. So I just made miso salmon with coconut rice.
Oh my gosh,
and
that
then
sounds so good.
It's topped with soy and mirin glazed mushrooms, and then like a teriyaki broccoli.
I'm really concerned why you didn't bring us.
I should have brought you guys something.
You watched me eat frozen pizza. How
dare you?
Well, I was like setting up. I think in that moment I had a lapse of like judgment where I forgot you were like a literal chef.
Well, so if you guys know any chefs, know anything about chefs, we cook the really good food.
You don't eat it.
I have eaten so many thrown together sandwiches right over a trash can, so I'm not like dirtying a plate.
Yes.
I don't necessarily always eat what I'm cooking, so no judgment from me.
Or do you do like picking? I mean, obviously with meal prep, you can't be like eating their food, but like
no, but you have to taste everything.
Yeah.
I'm tasting all day long.
Yep.
So then I end up like not eating a meal all day either because I'm not hungry.
My best friend works in a restaurant. He's a chef, and I always joke with him because he doesn't eat really. Mm-hmm. But then I think about it and I'm like, no, you're eating all day long.
All day.
You're just on the line, like picking random stuff. And he's like, not really. And I'm like, okay.
You don't realize it though, because it's like a tiny little taste of rice or a tiny little taste of the soup, but it's enough that like, you go the whole day without eating anything.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I worked in restaurants from 15 until, my late 20s, and I was so fat because I just drank so much soda and I just like ate all the soup all the time and like it was just right there, so I'm constantly like munching.
And it encourages like really unhealthy eating habits too, where like I'd eat nothing all day. I'd get done at like 11 or 12 o'clock at night and then eat a whole burger.
Yep. My sister and I worked at a restaurant together, and we obviously were there all the time, and she would like, my sister is blonde and like a little bit ditzy, like super smart and pretty and fun, but like the blonde moments definitely are present. And she walks up to a table and she's like, hi, your best friend will be right with you, because like her and I were just like talking to each other, so she like has this in her head and people were like, what the fuck? I just think about like those
That's
those
awesome.
times.
I would love if like a server
Someone, your best friend will be right with you.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, whoever they are my best friend because they're bringing me food.
Yeah, seriously.
I played on it too. I like went up to them like, hi guys, I'm your new best friend, what can I do for you? And they just, laugh. But I used to be able to like take orders without a pad. Like I would like remember it all here. Yeah.
I actually, hot take, I hate when I see my server not writing down my order.
People do.
Does it give you anxiety? You're like, you're gonna mess something up.
I do a lot of substitutions because I don't eat meat, and like I prefer not to eat cheese, as I said, even though I ate the pizza. And so it's like I always do like weird substitutions because I still want the calorie intake, but I'll just like, get rid of the cheese, add like refried beans or add potatoes, whatever. And then it's like if I see them just not writing it down, I'm like, oh.
This ain't gonna come out right.
And then they take Dylan's order after mine, and I'm like, no, they're losing
You're
it.
totally gonna forget.
Right.
Yes.
I had a table of 5 one time, and I remembered the whole table, and they were just looking at me like, what the fuck? Because, it's a meal. They're ordering meals, and it comes with salad and sides and all this stuff, but I was like all ramped up in restaurant life.
I can't even imagine. I would have looked at you and been like, why is the bitch not got a notepad?
Well, like, multiple people would stop and be like, are you sure you got this? And I'm like, if you ask me one more time, I'm gonna forget. So you just should keep on rolling. So I got it. I'm good. I promise.
No one speak to me.
Yep, no one ask me any questions. Just tell me the food order.
No, I need my line of tickets, and I need my prep list.
Yeah.
I have to have those things.
Yes.
My brain is a sieve. And
now if I went back, I would need a fucking notebook. Like there would be no way that I would be doing orders like remembering. My brain is
I need
way
lists for
fried.
everything.
Yep, way fried. So you're still doing that. You have kids. How many kids?
I have 2 boys.
2 boys. Age range?
6 and 11.
Okay.
Their birthdays are coming up soon though, so like we are like full on in the preteen stage. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But they're great. They're the nicest kids. And then we have an interesting blended family. So my husband was previously married. So I also have 3 stepkids who are 25, 30, and 33.
Oh my God, I love that.
I'm
awesome,
36.
Yeah.
I have a really good relationship with the oldest stepson. He's actually the exact same age as my brother. And they're friends with each other, which is cool.
Yeah.
But like he has a son who's 4, and then I have a son who's 6, so then they're more like cousins.
Cool.
Right.
But yeah, my husband was previously married to a woman who had children before him. She was older than him.
So
and then my husband,
family dynamic.
Yeah, so then my husband is 10 years older than me. So we have like a whole spread of ages.
That's cool though.
Yeah. My stepson is 17.
Okay.
And I'm 29. So we have like a 13-year age gap.
Yes.
Which is interesting as a parent dynamic because I think a lot of our dynamic does seem more sibling oriented. Yes. But I still am I love being a stepmom. I think it's so cool when you do get thrown into like stepmotherhood with like funky ages going on. Because it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna work with this.
My stepdaughter is 25, and so I'm only 11 years older than her. And honestly, I've never really been a parent. I've never tried to be. If anything, I'm like, think of me as like a cool, slightly older aunt or just like an older friend.
Right.
She has a great mom. I'm not trying to parent anybody.
Right. Yep.
Right.
So that's for her parents to do. And I feel like I've always been respectful of that. But I also have to say, my husband and I met when I was 25, and I've learned a ton in the last 10 years, but coming into a relationship with someone who is divorced, where there's stepkids involved, I was not intellectually or emotionally ready for that.
You weren't exposed to it, so how do you? You know what I mean?
There's no manual for that.
Yeah,
no one tells
There's
you.
no manual.
There's no
motherhood
manual.
or stepmotherhood.
No, we're all just trying our best, and we're just girl bossing too close to the freaking sun. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, I got a teenager now. You know, you got your stepchildren that are just your step peers.
They're just full adults. Full adults.
I think that you do have that like deep rooted though. Like maybe you didn't realize because you haven't been exposed to it before. But when I met my daughter's father, he had a daughter already. So I got exposed to not motherhood at all, but just like taking care of a child, you know, at a younger age. I was 19 when I met him and she was 3. So from 3 to 8, you know, we were consecutively in her life, and then, you know, him and I had turmoil, so we went back and forth. But by that point I was pregnant with her sister, so luckily her grandparents are amazing and allowed us to still have a relationship, and we still have a relationship to this day. She's 14 and her sister get along. She comes over and they're great. But I've never, you know, like if we're out somewhere, for simplicity I'll say it's my stepchild, but I have never made her feel like she's not, you know, she is, because I've watched her grow up and I love her in that way, but I'm like her friend. Like, and I want it to be that way because I want her to feel comfortable telling me things that she might not maybe feel comfortable telling someone else. And I've always felt that way, but she has an amazing relationship with her grandparents and they're very close. So I'm glad that she has a village outside of like just her parents. So it was definitely a dynamic like shift though, because I know, it's like I care about this person that is like not related to me in any sense, but I love her like she is. And now that, you know, I have her sibling, it's even more so. You know, like
because there's an actual connection,
and they look so much alike. And like I watched Arya grow up and she looked just like her sister, like as a kid. I'm like, this is wild. Like I'm like reliving the first, like, her from 3 to 8 right now with my own child. It's just like wild.
That sibling connection is valid, where it's like, well, I now have my own child, but I care about my child so much, of course I'm going to care about their sibling. You know, that it's like that, almost like it's a secondary like motherhood instinct, where it's like I care about my child's siblings. You know,
of course,
regardless of the age or the situation,
anything.
And it doesn't go away.
Yeah. It's cool though. I like the dynamic because there is a large age gap between my daughter and her sister, but it reminds me of my sister and I growing up. Like, there's the older sibling and the younger sibling, and they get annoyed with each other, and the older one antagonizes the younger one, and the younger one gets annoyed, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
I love sibling dynamics. Like, I love watching my 2 boys like interacting with each other. I have a whole video of my little one River, who's just turned 7, just like kicking his ass. You know, he's 17, so he was just like giggling and like taking it. And it's just like, this is what I've been waiting for him to be old enough to like not actually get annoyed by like the little kid, but then the little kid growing up enough to be like, I'm gonna be annoying now.
Well, it's crazy too once they get to the age, like, you have a teenage stepson, so like they want to hang out with you more. Like, I've noticed that dynamic shift when we have her sister over. Like, she really wants to hang out with us more
adults,
because she's a teenager, you know, and not that she doesn't want to hang out with her sister, but there is an age gap there, you know. She's texting her friends and she's got her headphones in and she's a freaking teenager. So like I liked seeing that shift. I think like a couple years ago I didn't really, like, I was just like, oh yeah, we're having a play date. She's just coming over to hang out with her sister. And I didn't realize, like, no, she's coming over to hang out with all of us.
They want you to acknowledge that they're starting to, like, come into adolescence and early adulthood.
That was probably my favorite part about it.
I think it's a really special period of time. And it's actually a period of time that a lot of parents struggle with.
Right.
Because they don't want to relinquish that, like, you're the child. And you have to start like giving some more freedom and showing them a certain level of respect, and that's how you transition into like healthy adult relationships with your kids.
Even with my 8-year-old, we have talked to her like an adult since she's like 6. Like,
we never infantilized our kids.
Like, there's some parents out there that still like very much so baby their kids, and don't get me wrong, my girl is spoiled to death. Like, we definitely overdo it sometimes, but we also sit down with her and explain like real life situations to her, and she gets it.
Like, I ride the line, you know, like, I'm like, oh, you're gonna snuggle boy bear, come to mama snuggle buggle, but I'll be like, oh, River, are you confused about sex? Like, are you feeling nervous about girls? I'm like, do you have any questions? Because, you know, he's 7, so he's like getting to the age.
The curiousness.
That's, you know what, though? That's great, though, because they still need to be babied, too. My almost 12-year-old still wants to, like, sit on my lap and snuggle up and watch a movie, and
there's days
I
that
let
I
him
can't
any chance he wants to.
Yes, nourish it.
100%.
You know, because the thing is, I always think about this, and, like, as kids, we get that lovey, the snugglies, and then we get pushed into our own room, and then we're like locked in our room, locked in school. And my parents weren't necessarily very affectionate. And so I had so many years where I just like didn't get hugged. And like I didn't. And then
oh my gosh.
And then I rushed
Yeah,
in.
give her a hug.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
awful.
Thank you. But then I rushed into romantic relationships because I was so desperate for that affection.
Yep.
And I rushed into relationships at very young of an age. You know, I became sexually active at like 14 because I was deprived of so much of just like that love and that affection. And we're social creatures. We see kitty cats snuggle up with each other with no worries of how old are we parents, are we whatever. They just snuggle. And it's like, you know what? I just want my son to know that he can snuggle me at any age.
Yes.
And that we can snuggle, we can watch a movie. Because I don't want him to go through his life being like, man, it's been like a while since I've had a big long hug. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's especially important with boys because they tend to be pushed even more to be like, man up, you got to, you know, we need to turn you into a man. And it's like, yes, but that doesn't mean like void of affection.
100%.
You need to grow up to be an emotionally intelligent, affectionate man. Like that's part of it. So I think it's really great that you still give him that closeness.
Well, yeah. It's just you gotta, you know. But yeah, you don't want to like, you don't want to take their autonomy and their like sovereignty, and like treat them like they're just like this baby that was born yesterday that can't make their own decisions. It's like you really do have to like teeter on that. Okay, I respect you're a human. You have your own sovereignty. You have your own will. But my God, why don't you use it to snuggle mama for a sec? Like, let's regulate, please.
I love the days that Ari comes up to me and she just, like, wants to snuggle and lay on me. Like, we play video games together. We watch movies together. But when she starts talking like a baby, I'm like, bro.
Yes.
I can't handle it.
That's something that we're going to need to address. Because River's very, he's, you know, talk about astrology, he has a lot of Leo placements.
Okay.
He likes to act it up. So it's like, if he can tell that I'm like looking at him like, oh, he's so cute, he'll be like, oh, I love you, mama. He like plays it up, and it's like, oh.
I mean, there's a time and a place. Like she's 8, so I'm not trying to like take away all of her childhood. But because we are so, you know, like we're a stoner family, so she knows that it's like, you know, our medicine. That's what
normalized,
we call it.
Yep.
It's normalized. So a lot of the times we are like, hey, can you just stay in your room for a little bit, because we're not trying to, you know, expose her to it at such a young age. We mostly go outside, but then that's time away from her. So then I'm like feeling guilty as a parent. I'm like, all she wants to do is hang out with us. All she wants to do is be in the same room. I just had this talk with someone the other day. I was like, I don't let her have toys in the living room. And I was like, sometimes that makes me feel like a bad parent.
No, I prefer it that way.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually developmentally good for them to know that there's certain spaces for certain things.
Like, don't get me wrong, if she goes in her room and she brings stuff out and wants to hang out with us and play in the living room, yeah, but then take that shit back in your
her
room.
toys don't live there.
Yes. And then I'm like thinking, yeah, but I go to other people, like, we live in an apartment too. It's small, so it's my husband and I, our daughter, and we have 2 pit bulls, so like it's tight in there. So I'm like, if we had a house and I had a designated area for her to have a playroom, then yeah, she'd have 2 spaces to have her stuff, like, of course. But for what we have, we make it work. And then I'm like, I wonder if people ever come over and think like, wow, you're a fucking weirdo for not letting your girl like have toys in the living room.
I don't think so. We have a house, but it's also like a pretty small house, and there's 4 of us and a dog. And we have the same rule. It's like, again, you can bring stuff downstairs, but if we just let it spread, it would spread everywhere. And both of my boys have ADHD. So like when my little one comes in after school, you can literally see the trail.
Yeah.
It's like backpack, coat, shoe, sock.
Yep.
And he's like half undressed by the time he gets into the kitchen to get a snack. But that's just how both of them are. So yeah, it's like your room is your space.
Right.
We do make them clean up, of course, but it's like, that's your space. You can have what you want in here.
Yep.
And we're not so on top of them about cleaning up. But then
you saw my playroom.
I know. That's why I said no judgment at all. Both my boys' rooms are disasters most of the time. But then it's like, this is ours, not my space, but like our family space downstairs. So like that needs to be zen,
right?
You know?
And
I need that.
It's that consideration of a space that's shared with others. And that's what I was saying. Even designated spaces is good for adults. Like they say you shouldn't work in your bedroom because then you're getting your brain fired up, or you're like looking at like your desk of the stack of work you have when you're trying to go to sleep. Like, even as adults, we need designated spaces for our different tasks. And so to teach kids from an early age, hey, when you want to play, when you want to have the chaos of the toys raining in and you're throwing things and you're doing your wild play, like, have a room for that, because your dad might be trying to read a book in the living room.
Absolutely.
Your mom might be trying to cook in the kitchen, where it's like there are designated spaces. And it's like, if there's like a notion that there should be a bunch of toys laying around the living room, listen, you parent how you want to parent, but there is actual psychology behind that.
I can't function in like chaos in a home. I feel like we're in a small space. We have a lot of stuff, so our place already feels crammed as it is. I mean, you've been in there, you see, like, we have it decorated pretty nice. We try to do the feng shui, but stuff fills up fast.
Square footage is smaller on it, but it is nice. Yeah. Like, it's a cute
we
layout.
Definitely made it us, and like it's comfortable. But if we have a week where we're like busy and we're just coming and going, like we're dropping bags and
things get everywhere,
it's like, oh my gosh! And then I come home and I'm like, holy shit! Like I can't sit down and relax.
Immediately.
My husband gets so upset. He's like, "Can you just chill?" And I'm like, "I cannot chill until this doesn't look like this anymore." I'm like, because I can't even sit down and like try to smoke or play a video game because I'm just looking around at all the chaos, and it is like making my skin crawl.
Do you guys do anything like a closing shift in your house?
All the time.
Because my husband and I started so let me backtrack just a sec. Talking about the designated spaces. When COVID hit, my husband works for Penske Truck Leasing, and he ended up working from home entirely for like the better part of 2 years, I believe.
They were really good with that. I have a good friend that works
He actually just in February is going to have to go back Tuesdays. He still is home Mondays. So like they've had a good long run. But he said, he's like, I hate working from home because I feel like home is my space. And now I feel like work is infiltrating that, and like it's bleeding in. Like there's not a clear distinction. Yes. But yeah, during COVID, we were all home. The boys were doing school from home. I started working from home and cooking. My husband is home. He has his home office upstairs.
My sanity would have been.
It was a lot. I'm glad we survived it because I know a lot of people got divorced during that time. We definitely.
Wow, I've never even considered that.
Oh yeah,
COVID
it was
really
like
because I was in Florida.
Still,
it didn't
exist.
It's
like a trickle down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I have friends that have gone through divorce this year because they've just realized
the actions of COVID.
Well, what I think too is when COVID happened, people were getting together too.
Yes.
So like they were together all
the time. It was revealing all of the problems that you didn't have to confront because there was so much separation in your daily lives. All of a sudden it's like, oh, we have to confront this. So then the question is, can you confront it in a healthy way and get stronger because of it? Or is it going to disintegrate?
Make or break.
And we had an experience like that, I would say around like 2022. We were like, oh boy, this is like coming to a head right here. And thankfully, my husband's wonderful and he has great conflict resolution skills. I did not coming into the relationship.
A moment for that.
He's wonderful. So I've learned a lot from him. Therapy has taught me a lot, and we came out on the other end of it like so much stronger. I recommend that for everybody. Go to therapy if you need to.
I love a redemption story in that way too, because my husband and I, when we first met each other, we were a mess. Like we were both just off the rails, doing crazy things, not focusing on like what our aspirations are, like what we're looking. We were literally just like riding the coattails of life. And both of our traumas, like we were just so transparent with each other that we became friends before anything. And I think that is like what saved us in some of the hardest times of our relationship. And I feel so like
relate. Yes,
we went through like 5 years of a relationship in like 3 months. So having that sped up too, like we were just able to be open with what we were going through. Like I was always expressing my emotions. I was like, listen, this is triggering me to know it down. He's like, yeah, well, you do this, that triggers me. And we're still like that. We're just so real with each other that like there is no ground that we feel uncomfortable. Like financially, we can't talk about financials.
Finances are so tough.
That we have a hard time talking through financials, but everything else is like we do a very good job at sitting down and trying to hear one another. Like, we've went through a period of time where we're just talking over each other. We're just trying to get our point across, and not hearing what the other person is saying. So we did work through that. You know, he was in therapy separately, I was in therapy. We've talked about maybe doing couples therapy together too, just because sometimes it's hard to communicate.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it is.
Well, so my husband came from a great family, and his parents have been together for 51 years now. And they're wonderful people. So like that was his model growing up. I came from a lot of trauma and dysfunction. My mom tends to be more avoidant, and my dad was just straight up abusive, very passive aggressive. So like those were the two communication styles I unfortunately learned.
So you're like, love, affection.
I know. Well, and just like either I'm completely not going to talk about it, or I'm going to be kind of shitty to you and wait until you figure out what's wrong with me.
Yep.
And he was like so understanding and patient, and kind of let me,
get it out.
It took years for me to get where I am now, and I still have work to do.
Yep.
Yeah. But he's been really patient. But what he said to me was, and honestly, I don't know if I would recommend this or not, but like sometimes getting together with someone who is divorced and has already like made mistakes.
My husband was divorced.
Yes, so was my partner also. Yeah.
It's like they've
divorced
learned.
Wife.
I know.
Second wives.
They've had a chance to fuck some things up,
right?
And have hopefully learned from it.
They know how quickly things can actually dissolve and disintegrate.
Yes. Yeah. And what he said to me was, I have seen you grow enough and make enough changes that I know you're capable of it. So I have like all the patience for you.
Are we married to the same person?
We might be. We might be.
Yeah.
So thank goodness for him. Also, another shout out to my husband. He washes all my dishes for my business.
Oh, I love that. We love a hardworking man. So when I got fired from my serving job, and I was like freaking out about money. So I asked my friend, who is my best friend, does hair. She's been doing my hair for years. So I reached out to her and I was like, I look so ratchet right now. Like, I need my hair done in the worst way, but I am obviously broke. I lost my job. So can I please clean for you in like, a trade?
A barter, yeah.
And she's like, oh my gosh, no, like, I'll just do it for you. She's like, I just don't want to make it a habit. And I'm like, no, like, I'm not cool with that. Like, this is a service that you're doing for me. I want to do something in return for you. Like, can you think of anything? And she's like, I mean, I guess if you want to clean for me, you can, but like, so I did. And she came home and she was like elated. Like, she was just like, you're really good at this. She's like, thank you. Like, we can do this as a barter. Like, I'll barter this with you. So then I'm like thinking about it. She's like, you should do this. And she meant like pick it up on the side until I figure something out.
Of course.
So I go home and I'm like Googling how to start a cleaning business because I'm a psycho. And
you're like, I will do this.
I will do this.
I will do it all.
Literally a week later, I like have a LLC in me and my husband's name, and we weren't married yet. So he was like, really, our last name is Whiteside. So before we got married, I was like, Whiteside Cleaning, like it just sounds like pristine and professional. And he wakes up and I'm like, hi, we have an LLC, and he's like, what the fuck? and now he is a part of the cleaning business, and he goes and he cleans the shit out of places like so good.
Yeah,
I love him. He's miserable sometimes. And
so did you marry him for the name?
I mean,
listen, my partner's name is King. His last name's King.
I love that.
I know.
You guys have good ones.
Yes. Yep.
Lane Charles Whiteside III is his name, so it's like very like. Yes. Giving Prince vibes.
That does give Prince vibes.
It really does. And then my initials are Law, and I always wanted my initials to be Law, so I'm laying down the law. So it was just like meant to be. As soon as I was like, wait, your last name's Whiteside? I can be Law? Like, yeah, we're getting married. You don't have a choice.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that Law part. Yep. That's so funny.
That's great.
I love that you have a healthy relationship, though.
Yeah, me too.
Good segue, Leah.
No, me too. It's, yeah. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have that.
Me too.
As I said, I'm just in my second year of my psychology classes. And one of the things they talk about is Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes, I'm big on that.
Yes. So like sometimes my husband will say things that to me sound a little bit judgmental. And I'm like, you have to understand when people don't have like the bottom
right.
2 or 3 rungs of that pyramid fulfilled,
they
can't do anything else.
They can't act right. Okay, don't expect anyone to act right when they're struggling on the like bottom half of the pyramid.
Absolutely. So like, yeah, I'm so grateful for a healthy relationship, because that is the thing that allows me as an individual to be like a healthier, better person, to go after the things that I want to go after. And then I'm also very supportive of my husband. Like, he's a published author. He's working on another book right now. And I'm happy that I'm able to support him in that and give him the time he needs to work on it.
What's his book called?
The book that's out is called Solving Cadence Moore. It's a mystery thriller.
Cool.
And then the one
fiction.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, and then the one he's writing right now, it's a long one, so it's going to take him a while to finish it, but it's called Culture War, and it's about basically the end of humanity and the ends of AI, like where AI is going to take us as humanity.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Intense.
Yes.
That sounds intense.
Yeah, it does sound intense.
I'm sure it will be.
We've had a couple conversations about AI, and some of it's scary. Some of it's like, oh my god. But I mean, I love
Not
chat.
a big fan of like doctors using it, which that's the new thing. But I'm also like, I know someone who she got her brain tumor discovered because she asked AI, because like doctors kept dismissing her, and then she finally was like, just like, I'm having this, and they were like, you need to go and like demand an MRI. Yeah. And she did, and it was a tumor like that big on her brain.
Holy crap.
Well, I feel like every time there's a big technological advancement, you have the alarmist people who come out, and I think they're important.
I think that's what I said on the pod.
Yeah.
Did you?
Where it's like, people probably hated on calculators when they were invented.
Yeah. Well, you hear it with TV, and then you hear it with video games, computers, AI, phones.
Cell phones, Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like, it's here. It's already in the zeitgeist.
Though, like when we were in school, it was like, you're not allowed to use anything,
Cliff
and you
notes.
have to
We weren't
figure
even
out.
allowed
I know.
Cliff notes.
Well,
Spark
that
notes,
has been
all that stuff.
wild to me. So like, I graduated from high school in 2008, and then I was in college 2008, 2009 at Syracuse. I'm not really going to include culinary school because very different vibe than 4-year college.
Like academics, yeah.
But I'm back in it now, like
totally
a
different.
whole 18 years later, and it is completely different. And in a lot of ways, I'm like, this is a lot easier. And it's not that it's not still hard work. Like, I probably still put in like 20 to 30 hours a week on my schoolwork. But yeah, it's like they don't require you to memorize all the things you had to memorize before. I remember I took a history of architecture class. I had to memorize something like 100 or 150 slides of historical architecture, name, place, architect, the historical relevance of it. My brain was fried by the end of that.
I'm sure.
Yeah. It's nothing like that anymore.
Yeah.
And the tools that are available, the way you can do it all online. I don't have to take any notes in a notebook.
Is it more understanding based rather than memorization?
Like, totally.
Right.
Yes.
So they're like, we just want you to understand the patterns, the structures. You don't need to see. That's always how I felt like learning should be. You know what I mean?
The only class that hasn't been like that was a history class I took, but that's kind of the
history.
nature.
Yeah, you gotta just know that.
Yeah, but everything else, it's much more conceptual, and you're allowed to use notes. So as long as you're taking good notes, it's, you know.
That was always my favorite thing about like going to college, is that I've had the notebooks with the color coding, and I drew pictures and like those like, you know, synonyms or whatever it is to like remember stuff. Like I was huge on that.
Yes.
I'd be like saying
the
most
mnemonic
random
devices.
Stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I would go back to
you
like,
were one of those girlies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at you.
Well, I also was like all hopped up on Adderall, so my notebooks were like
nice as any college student should be.
I made honor roll all the 4 years that I was in college. I was on the dean's list. I had a great GPA. I thank Adderall for those days.
There you go. What do you plan on doing after you get your degree?
I'm open-minded. My degree is going to be applied psychology, and one of the things I really like about it is they kind of give you a whole buffet of like, these are all the careers that you could pursue.
Very applicable,
But I told my husband before I ever went back that if I went back to school, it would have to be with a very particular goal in mind, because I was like, I'm not getting into debt and investing that much time
for nothing.
Yeah. Or like no clear path.
Yeah.
So I went back with the goal of becoming a marriage and family therapist. I had my own traumatic childhood. So I grew up in a family that had a lot of its own trauma. And then when I got together with my husband, he was coming out of a divorce. And I got to see a lot of the fallout with like him and the kids and the tension between him and his ex-wife. And in both situations, I felt like I was kind of sitting back watching it, but feeling somewhat helpless and also like not fully equipped how to handle it. And I did end up going to therapy about 2 years ago. And that was like such an eye-opening experience for me. And I learned so much. And I was like, you know what? I think this is what I want to do. It just like kind of had run its course. I still like doing it. I love cooking for friends and family.
15 years is a long time.
It's a long time. Like I've had a full career. I've worked as a head chef. I feel good about it. And I'm like, that's a chapter.
Yep.
I'm ready for the next chapter.
I think that it makes it, you're going to be a great therapist.
I hope so.
I do, because when you have your own trauma and you've witnessed things as a third party or as the first person experiencing it, you have your own background to be able to apply that to the outside situation. And, it's advice, but it's like, oh, I've kind of been through this before, so this is an approach that I would handle it. And then, don't be the therapist. It's like, how does that make you feel?
Right.
Those therapists drive me nuts, because it's like, I don't know how that makes me feel. That's why I'm sitting here.
You're like,
right
can
now.
we explore it a little bit?
Can you help me, please?
My parents had gotten divorced, so I thought I had an idea about what divorce looked like and how people felt from divorce. And it was a very humbling experience for me to learn about how my stepkids felt because of the divorce and their dad getting remarried and my presence in their lives. Because if it had been me in that situation, I would have felt very differently. And I kind of felt smacked in the face, like, this is how you feel? I had no idea. And I think that's a huge part of it too. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own stories, their own perspectives on things. And no two people are going to react to the same situation in the same way. Like, I'm hearing you guys talk about your relationships with your stepkids. My relationship with my stepkids is very different. And it's because of their feelings about everything. And they're entitled to that.
Yeah.
They can take as much time and space as they need.
But that takes a big person not to take it personal either, because like,
I'm not going to lie and say I don't take any of it personally. I have my own feelings about it, but then it's like, you can't center your feelings.
Right, you gotta meet in the middle. It's like, okay, these are their feelings, these are my feelings.
We were just talking about that yesterday too, of like, especially because you have split parts of yourself. So you're like trying to acclimate this part of yourself, but you're also like turning to your soft side, but like, wait, I want to understand what they're going through too. So like, set a boundary for yourself. Like, you don't want to be walked all over. You don't want to be, put down for the feelings you're feeling about it, but you also have to take into account other people's feelings. And when kids are involved, it's a whole different
and you have to like develop that capacity to be able to hold
very much so. It's a very mature thing,
holding
like,
all the space, and when people say it's, hey, you gotta hold space and meet people where they're at. Kind of just about that.
I'm so excited for your journey though.
Thank you.
So awesome.
Thank you.
You're doing such cool things. So we're going to get a free therapy session when you become licensed.
Free meals.
You're going to bring us a free meal. And we're going to have you back on when you're licensed.
Right.
And we're going to talk
and your husband's books. Hook us up with those. You're going to give us all the goodies. Okay.
We got at least a couple more episodes lined up after
100%.
this.
We got to talk about like the podcast that you had. Like, we did not have enough time to dive into all of the hats that you wear.
Where can people find you if they want your meals or just to get in contact?
So I'm not much on social media, but if you want to follow my business page, it's Abigail Sterner's Personal Chef Services. I am on Facebook and Instagram. Follow me. You don't even have to order anything. Follow me, like the meals, comment on the meals. Anything helps. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We are Two Mamas, No Manual. Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.